Good morning, everyone. This week, I'm going to share with you 3 of my absolute favorite business tips that I learned from Bedros Keuilian. Guys, you are tuning into 5 Minutes of Fitbispiration, our weekly live show where I share with you bite-sized business tips in under 5 minutes. My job is to keep it under 5 minutes, and your job is to give me a thumbs up, a love heart, any type of comment if you enjoy the tips that I share with you here today. Now, before we get started, I've got something special to share with you because I'm in a very beautiful and very special location today. It's not my normal house in Sydney. Let me switch this camera around so you guys can check out that view. Hey, Patrick, have a look at that view. Isn't that spectacular? So guys, I'm working up north in Queensland this week. I'm actually on the Gold Coast, and this is the incredible view over the Gold Coast hinterland. So very, very lucky to be coming from here to speak to you guys today. I'll show you a bit more of the view later on, but let's get stuck into this week's show. So as I mentioned right at the very beginning, I'm going to share with you a couple of my absolute favorite tips from Bedros Keuilian. Now, I'm sure that most of you know Bedros. You might have caught him on the show. He was actually on show, let me take a look, 118, and he shared a whole range of business tips, and I'm actually bringing to you guys 3 of my absolute favorites from there. So I want to make sure that you get all of these things down and happening in your business so you can benefit from his amazing words of advice. So are we ready? We're set. I can see you guys there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, here we go. My time starts now. So the first thing is this. Bedros recommends that every single business owner, personal trainer, gym owner creates what he calls an alien abduction manual. Now, I love this concept. It kind of sounds a little bit weird, but the basic idea is this. If for whatever reason you are suddenly taken out of your business just in a split second, your alien abduction manual essentially means that anyone within your business can pick up that manual and they can run your business without skipping a beat. So chances are, what I see a lot of the time is that when you start off your business, a lot of people are very diligent in writing down their systems and writing down the processes that happen within their business, but sometimes we forget to check up and update those documents. So my action for you guys today is this. It is, first of all, to go back and have a look at your very own operations manual, your very own alien abduction manual. Have a look at the detail that you've got in that and just double check the last time that you actually updated that. When was the last time that you revisited all the systems within your business? Do you write down all of the processes that happen? And the big thing about this is I want you to take it a step further from just writing down stuff that is familiar to you that you know about. Now, this might sound a little bit silly, but the thing is, yes, you know everything that goes on with your business. But for those of you that actually have teams, what I want you to do with the Alien Abduction Manual is actually tap into your team's brains, okay? So don't just rely on your own knowledge of the business. Actually go to your team members and ask them, what type of things do you do throughout your day in your job? What are the processes that you do? What systems do you follow? Because here's the funny thing. There's a good chance that there are things that are happening in your business that your team members may very well be doing that perhaps you don't even know about. It's just that they've found a system, they've found a way to do it. So with your Alien Abduction Manual, there's 2 things you're going to do. Number 1, you're going to check when the last time was that you updated it. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, JT. Thank you guys for jumping on. So you're going to check when the last time was. When did you look at the systems in your business and when did you update your manual? And number 2, reach out to your team members. Speak to them about their job roles. What are they doing in their job roles? And have you documented that as well? Okay, so we're safeguarding against any changes within your business, and you're going to have everything written down. Do you like the sound of that? I actually love the name, Alien Abduction Manual. I think that is a very cool name, and it's a great way and a great reminder about how important it is to have everything written down for your business systems and processes. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2 that I learned from Bedros is called the Monster Follow-Up Process. Now, this is really cool because when I explain the process to you, you're probably going to think, wow, that is a lot of follow-up. But here's the thing. I reckon that most of the time we go the opposite way and we make contact a couple of times and probably not as much as we should when we're following up a client or a prospect. So the Monster follow-up process goes like this. He says that the moment that you get a new lead for your personal training business or your gym business, for 4 days straight, you contact that new lead, whether it be via SMS, via email, via text, whatever it might be, via Facebook Messenger if you've got their contact details, And the aim of those contacts is to make sure that you get that lead in to do their complimentary session with you. Okay, so that's the aim of the game. Now, I know that you might be thinking, wow, twice a day for 4 days straight seems like I'm starting to stalk this lead or this prospect. But here's the thing, there's probably a good chance that by the time you've called them twice or messaged them twice on the first day and then on the second day, you may very well have gotten that appointment by then, so you might not go through until the 4th day. But what is important about this is having that process in place and making sure that what you're not doing is forgetting to do the follow-up or forgetting to contact that person, because that's when so many leads are lost. So I love the monster follow-up process. So that's tip number 2. Now, the irony is, my favorite tip, my third tip from Bedros Keuilian is this: do Facebook Lives. Yeah, do Facebook Lives. He said basically to absolutely position yourself as an expert within your business, you need to start a live show on Facebook. Now, he didn't go into a whole lot of detail, but I want to dive into just a quick bit for you guys here and now. And so much of this, I'm going to do a shout out to JT. I can see you watching right now. So much of this I've learned from JT. And if you guys are interested, I'm actually going to share with you an amazing show that he did, which is all about how to start your very own Facebook Live. But from my experience, here's what I'm going to tell you guys. When you're starting your Facebook Live, please do it with a plan. So please make sure that you have planned what the topic is that you're going to talk about, like what the focus is that you're going to talk about overall, not just for one particular show, but ongoing. So what is it that you want to position yourself? What type of expert do you want to position yourself as? That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, plan at least your first 10 shows. At least your first 10 shows. Write down what topics you're going to speak about. Write down some bullet points around those topics, because what you don't want to do is jump onto Facebook each week and kind of not be sure about what you're talking about. You need to plan ahead on your Facebook Live content. Let me make sure. What else have I got for you guys? Hang on, down the list. Make sure that you think about a time and a day of the week that you can broadcast consistently. I've found this to be really helpful, and it's kind of off track a little bit today because I'm working up here up north, and normally I would see you guys on a Wednesday. I'm seeing you on a Tuesday today, but if possible, try and create a routine with your live broadcast. It's really important so you create consistency and that your listeners get that familiarity and know when to tune into your show. So, as I said, I did a show with JT. It was show 120, and he gives you a complete rundown on how you can actually start your very own Facebook Live broadcast. Hey Mario, thanks for jumping on. So if anyone wants to check out that show or listen to that show, then I just want you to write 120 in the comments below, and I'm going to share that link with you guys here today. So that's it. They're my 3 favorite tips from Bedros. So number 1 was creating our alien abduction manual. Number 2 was doing the monster follow-up process. And number 3 was starting your very own Facebook Live show. So if you missed that broadcast with Bedros, that show where we went into a lot more detail, then make sure you write 118 in the comments below, and I'll share that interview with you. And if you want to know more about going live on Facebook, Patrick, I'll get you that link. Then you just need to write 120 in the comments below, and I will share that link with you. Patrick, my timekeeper, how did I go today? Let me have a quick look. I reckon I'm close, maybe just a minute off. I was pretty close. Before I go today, guys, you need to have a quick look at this incredible view where I am. So let me switch this camera. This is worth sticking around for. I hope you enjoyed that information today, but this is where it's all at. Take a look at this. So for those of you that are tuning in from overseas, this is the beautiful Gold Coast. I'm in Queensland this week. I'm working up here for the week, and it's pretty much paradise. Isn't that spectacular? So guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me today. If you need any further information on any of those shows, don't forget Facebook Live 120, Bedros Keuilian 118, and I will be seeing you back in Sydney next week, normal time, Wednesday 8:55 a.m. for next week's episode of 5 Minutes of Fit Bizpiration. See you guys. Have a sensational week.